Hey, what's up? This is FishOnAHeater with another battle breakdown. This is where we take a look at 3 Vortex Cup battles, or whatever the current Silph Arena meta is at the time, and we break them down to see what we can learn from them and take it into future battles. So, this is a practice Vortex Cup that I did against Kongster 123. Let's take a look at his team. He's got 2 things that stand out to me there. 3 things actually. One is the Shadow Gallade, which is a nice little spicy nugget. Probably gonna run Charm. It's the highest ranked Charmer in the Vortex Cup, and Charm can do a lot of really spicy things. There are some Charmers like Lipard, and I don't know if you heard that car driving past. There are some spicy Charmers like Lipard and what's the other one? Beartick. Beartick is another one, and there's a third one. Anyway, there's three Charmers that I could think of that they are kind of double-edged swords because they're also weak to counter. So one of the things that you're wanting Charm to do, obviously you want Charm to beat your dragons, you want Charm to beat your fighters. There are a few Charmers that take super effective damage back from counter, which means that they're very tricky to use as you're fighting counters. Gallade is not one of them. Gallade resists the counter, kind of like Meowstic, the psychic type Pokemon. But both of them resist counter, which makes them probably slightly better picks than some of the others. Raichu as well is one that is not weak to counter, but I don't particularly like how glassy it is. I think it's a bit too glassy for this particular meta. The other thing that stands out to me is the Shadow Electivire, another Shadow. So just taking a glassy Pokemon, making it even glassier. It's going to be very easy to farm down with my 2 Dragon Breathers, and my counter user is as well. But particularly with the dragons, I've got to watch out for the Ice Punch, because that Ice Punch on the Shadow Electivire will do quite a bit of damage. The third thing stands out a lot less, but it's definitely something that I notice, and that is Quagsire, which is, I really like the coverage. I have not been able to fit Quagsire on my team, but I really like the coverage that Quagsire brings. That Stone Edge, not only will it just hammer into a Frostlass through a Galvantula completely, it should one-shot a Galvantula and really hurt any of your flyers. But it's got nice coverage. As we all know, it's only weak to, the typing coverage is really good, because as we all know, its only weakness is grass, and there's really not much grass around. And that Earthquake is such a nice nuke. You have to respect it. You gotta, invest some shields for fear of getting Earthquaked. Even the Stone Edge, like a Swirless and a Dragonair, do not want to get hit by a Stone Edge. Blaziken, it's neutral to Stone Edge. It still doesn't want to get hit by a Stone Edge. Nothing on my team wants to get hit by a Stone Edge, let alone the Earthquake. So Quagsire is a really nice little coverage Pokemon. Let's see how the battles went. Alright, so, oh my goodness, that is such a good start. Mew versus Gallade. Mew, let's see, my Mew can beat the Primeape in 2 shields. It definitely beats the Gallade. Well, it definitely beats Gallade with Confusion. I don't know about Charm. Let's find out here. So let's go Mew. Actually, let's multi-battle this. We're gonna go Custom. We're gonna go the 2 shields apiece. So this is the lead. And we are gonna go. We're just gonna put all of these Pokemon in. Primeape with nice slash close combat. We're going to go Zwilus. Now, we know that with Wild Charge Surf, Zwilus is going to be a bit of a problem for Mew. But that's fine. Quag. Shadow. Oh, no, we don't type in the shadows. Gallade. Shadow. Let's just quickly check to make sure that's Charm rather than Confusion. No, that is Confusion. Interesting. What's next? We've got Shadow Electivire. Gonna assume that's Ice Punch Wild Charge. And finally, Mandibuzz. Holy Moses. Well, we knew it loses to Zwilus. It loses to Primeape. Loses to Mandibuzz, loses to the Electivire, and loses to Quag. In fact, Gallade is the only thing that we are beating in the two shields here. So, in the end, it was actually very, very lucky that we caught the Gallade in the lead. And I assume this... Well, I mean, it would have to. That includes perfect baiting as well, so... Like this Mandibuzz here. Like, it's getting two successful surf baits as well, and then hitting it with a Wild Charge. And the Mandibuzz is still only 2/3 done. That's crazy. That's nuts. So, leading with Mew, very bad decision. I've tried Mew in a few practice tournaments now. I'm not sold on Mew. It's nice. It's fun to use. It's really cool. But it's just a bit too glassy for what you want in this particular cup. Like, you get a big advantage in this cup by burning your opponent's shields quickly and then just hitting hard in the end game with your own charge moves. But Mew is not glassy enough to properly tank a charge move. Sorry, too glassy to properly tank a charge move, and also isn't strong enough to hit hard back. Fun fact, Mew's base stats are all equal. They're even. So that's actually... I thought that would be all the same number, but the Mew's base stats are all 100, 100, 100 across the board. I know that's in the main series games. I can't think off the top of my head right now how it translates into Pokemon Go, whether it is still 100, 100, 100, or whether there is a slight change. But what I'm saying is that Mew is equally tanky as it is hard hitting, which is not that much. So I'm not sold on Mew. I wanted it to work. It seemed like a really nice finishing touch to my team. It's just not doing it for me. Now, I can build up against a lot of these matchups. I can build up a bunch of energy and then swap out to catch charge moves, and that will help Mew to be able to flip things later down the track. So if we change that to the one shield apiece, whoops, one shield, and we give Mew 5 Shadow Claws of energy. So say we've come up against a Primeape. Primeape is going to throw a Night Slash in 5 charge moves, in 5 counters. We switch our Mew out to catch that Night Slash, and then we bring Mew back in with 40 energy from 5 Shadow Claws. Suddenly, in the one shield, we are now beating Mandibuzz, we're beating Electivire, and we're beating that Primeape. And the Primeape quite comfortably as well. We're still not beating Zwilus, and we're still not beating Quagsire. But suddenly, that is a big, big difference. So, luckily for us, we managed to land the Gallade against all odds. And how much does a Leaf Blade do to a Mew? Actually, I wonder if clicking Shadow or Normal makes a difference. So that's 39.5%, 47.2%. So Leaf Blade's doing about 50% HP, a little bit less than 50% HP, so that would have brought me to, like, not farming range, basically. I probably could have been, I actually think looking at that, I probably could have been hit by that Leaf Blade, and I would have been fine to, like, throw some energy, farm down, whatever, throw some, like, hit it with a charge move and then farm down, basically, is what I'd want to do there. So now we've got the, we're up to 100 energy, essentially. Are we? No. 48, no, we're a bit more than 100. So we've thrown one Surf, and now, so that's something else you can do. So I've got a bunch of energy now on that Mew, and it's still in the green, and I have switched in the Dragonair to KO the rest of that Gallade and waste its energy. So Gallade unleashing its energy on you is very, very potent, but what I've just done is switched out so fast that it has caused the Gallade to not be able to react. It couldn't throw a charge move, it couldn't switch out and save it for something else, so it just went down. Was it wise for me to switch lock myself like that? So there's the Primeape, there's Wireless, the Quagsire, the Electivire, and the Mandibuzz. Probably the thing that I'm most worried about coming up against with one shield is the Electivire. Yeah, so that Electivire is gonna... Oh no, sorry, hang on. So an Ice Punch is doing 86 damage to me. That's 66% damage. That's a lot. But according to this, I am able to Dragon Breath it down before those Ice Punches catch up to me. So I've got 9 HP left, which is, to be fair, I've probably lost more than that already, so I won't survive an Ice Punch here. Those Thunder Shocks are doing some work as well. 3 damage per Thunder Shock. And there is the Electivire. So the fact that I've gotten closer to that Aqua Tail, so how much energy is Aqua Tail? Aqua Tail is 35, and each Dragon Breath is 3 energy. So it is taking me 12 Dragon Breaths to get to an Aqua Tail, which is 6 seconds. So it took me 2 Dragon Breaths to feint the Gallade, so it's just taken me 10 more Dragon Breaths to get up there, which is 5 seconds, 10 turns, which is the amount of time it takes to get to an Ice Punch as well. So after all that, what we learned is exactly what we just saw, which was I can get to an Aqua Tail at the same time as the Electivire gets to its Ice Punch. Kongster actually tried to switch out there. Now, how much energy did that Electivire have? One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that didn't have enough. So, I think Kongster saw the writing on the wall, saw that he wasn't going to get to another Ice Punch, and so switched it out, hoping that he could try and get one more Thunder Shock and fire before it faints. Unfortunately, it was left with such low HP that probably wasn't happening. Running Ice Punch. So we assume that is Night Slash Ice Punch. But now what do we have here? So we're still assuming that the Primeape has Night Slash. It's neither of these Pokemon are going to want to get hit by Night Slash. Okay, how much does Night Slash do to either of these Pokemon? Night Slash does 45% damage to a Mew, which takes it pretty low. And 46% to a Frostlass. Okay. Yeah, this is a tough choice. What do we want to bring in here? What have we seen? We haven't seen what's in the back yet. We don't know. We've seen the Gallade, and we've seen the... Oh, yeah, no, we do. So it's just Electivire left. So really, we could just... What does more damage? The Shadow Claw or the Powder Snow? Powder Snow doing 5 damage. And Shadow Claw also doing 5 damage. So, really, by the look of it, it makes no difference at all what I bring in here. I can bring in either one, because that Electivire is in the back with 1 HP. I take out the Primeape and 2 Shadow Claws. I do get Ice Punched. But then the Silph is easily enough to take out. I could have just farmed down with the Shadow Claw, would have been quicker. But get the job done right, you know? Is there anything my opponent could have done differently? Yep, so firing the Leaf Blade straight away. Managed to get a shield out of me. Yeah, okay, so should have fired the Leaf Blade straight away, because Gallade is going to win CMP against the Mew. 134 attack versus 119. What I've learned is that when deciding CMP, a Pokemon will use the original stats, not the shadow stats. So, I mean, in this case it doesn't matter, but keep that in mind, I guess, when working out things like this. It's the original stats that count. So, if I was a Gallade, I would have tried to throw a second charge move. It either gets rid of that Mew, or it forces me to use my second shield, and suddenly they're 2 shields up. I would have then probably, if I had used my second shield, then I would have thrown the Silph, causing it to have to use a shield of its own, or it could just let that go. Like, how much HP have I got left at this stage? Look, I would have probably wanted to use that second shield and Charm Down. Charm Down? Farm Down. Okay, and what was the Pokemon in the back again? It was what was the Pokemon in the back? It was the Primeape. So I think actually Primate's the better option here. Let's go Dragonair. Pop the Shadow variety. And no shields? Or we used one each already? Okay, so we had one shield each at this point. No. We got there. So the Dragonair does win that one, and that's not counting the 2 Dragon Breaths of Energy lead as well. Just for the sake of accuracy, let's do that. So we're winning with a rating of 534 against a rank 1 Shadow Electivire. We need to... what am I doing? Ah, here it is. Shadow Electivire. Look at that. Suddenly, things are greatly improved for the Dragonair. The Electivire faints before we can get to the second Ice Punch. So Dragonair is loving this situation. What about Primate? Primeape is winning that one, and doesn't need to throw close combats. Actually, I don't think it'll make a difference with Ice Punch. Yeah, so this is probably why Ice Punch for me is the inferior move, because Night Slash is doing enough on its own. Really, the only thing that Ice Punch is helping you with is maybe his wireless, but you know, the counter and the close combat are doing all that work for you. You probably don't need an Ice Punch, even though it is quicker than close combat. Yeah, I'm not sold. So Primeape would actually be better to come in against this Shadow Dragonair. However, what could I have in the back? I mean, there are a lot of things. The Blaziken, the Frostlass, what have I shown so far? Just the Mew and the Dragonair. So, yeah, Electivire does pretty well against all these things that are in the back as well. Probably the Blaziken is the only one I would say. I would guess that I know that Primate beats Blaziken, but I'm not sure whether Electivire does. Come on. Blaziken. And Electivire. Ooh, if the Electivire can land the bait and then land the Wild Charge, then it does win. If we don't bait, then we are still getting there with the back-to-back Wild Charges. Interesting. So Electivire does beat the Blaziken as well. So what we've learned here is bring in the friggin' Primate. that's the solution to this riddle. But like, how good is Dragon Breath, right? It's got the same stats as Confusion, actually. Just condensed over one move. Alright. Night Slash is 35 energy, Ice Punch is 40. Not that it'll make that much difference, but might have been better off throwing the Night Slash. And you know how it goes from here. So that was battle number 1. I'm going to pause this and go grab myself a coffee, because for some reason whenever I have this light shining in my eyes, it just brings out the fatigue and I start yawning, and it's not good for how the video looks. So I'll be back in a sec. We're back. Hopefully that was a good rest for you. Let's get into battle number 2, shall we? Here we go. So, did I do that right? There we go. Alright, so, Mew versus Mandibuzz lead. Obviously, we established after battle number 1 that that is not good for me. I mean, what would I have to do to win this lead? There is almost nothing I can do. In the 1-0, I can fire back-to-back wild charges. I do get hit by foul play here, and so I have to make sure that that foul play hits me first, and then I double wild charge over here. So that's if the Mandibuzz wants to use no shields. That's unlikely to happen because, like, even if they don't shield the first one, they see me firing back-to-back charge moves, they're probably going to shield the second. And so if we go ahead and shield this second, then they're able to just snarl us down from there. If we use our second shield, they get to the foul play. So that's the only thing, the only thing that can stop us from losing this opening matchup is if we can fire back-to-back wild charges and they don't shield either of them. Wild charge is doing 45% damage, so we're doing 91% damage with 2 wild charges, and then the rest is made up with Shadow Claws. So, I mean, even then, even the second wild charge doesn't do the job. You've still got to Shadow Claw him down from there. So, very bad lead. Mew is not a good option to lead with. So, I've switched out straight away. Even then, Frostlass, not great. No, that's not what we want at all. Frostlass. Ferrothorn is a terrible Frostlass. You can quote me on that. So let's give Mandibuzz 1 Snarl of Energy, even though, like, we swapped out pretty much straight away. We'll just we'll give it 1 Snarl. Frostlass is winning the 1-0. But we're winning the 2-2 as the Frostlass, so that's interesting. Even with the 1 shield, 1 Snarl energy lead. We are getting hit by a foul play here. That is a rank 1. Whereas what rank is my Frostlass? I don't think this Frostlass is the one I'm using now. I've since built another slightly higher rank Frostlass just to get that teensy extra little bit of bulk in there. But I will use the new one, which is 3-9-15. 3-9-15. Let's see what kind of difference that makes. IVs don't matter until they do. That's incredible. And so this one in this particular battle would be even lower. I wonder how bulky you have to be before you survive that being hit by that power play. So a power play here is doing 53% damage as opposed to the rank 1. Which is 51% damage. So just at 2%! 2% damage! is all it takes to flip that matchup. Very annoying. It's because, like, whenever I hear people talk about how they don't want to run a Pokemon because they don't have a rank 1 or they don't have a high rank, that makes me sad, because if you're in a dominating matchup, the IVs do not come into play. But then you've got situations like this where it very much does matter. I had a previous video not too long ago where the same thing was happening with my Jellicent getting hit by Night Slashes. If I had a better rank 1, then it would have survived an extra Night Slash. It's frustrating because I don't have anything better than this. And also, I now have 2 Great League Frostlasses. Am I going to then build a 3rd just so I can survive an extra Foul Play from a Mandibuzz? I mean, how many more times am I going to be in a situation like that? So, yeah, a bit annoying. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. So they switch out to the Primeape. I'm gonna... see, I don't want to go 2 shields down at this point, so I just let that go. I know the Night Slash is not going to KO me from there, but it's going to take just a couple more counters to take me up. However, they just let that go, which I'm amazed by, because, okay, so I've got the Mew, which I just swapped out straight away, didn't I? So, Mew typically beats Primeape. Kongster doesn't yet know what's in the back, but I mean, Dragonair's a fair assumption because I brought that in match 1. He's got that Mandibuzz there. It probably would have been better for Kongster to shield that, and although he did know that I had the second Avalanche pretty much charged up. Yeah, I had pretty much 2 Avalanches charged up, so even if he'd shielded that first one, he knew the second one was coming. And that's big. That's real annoying. I tried to tap that Avalanche. It did not come through. Avalanche does 49% damage to a Mandibuzz. It would have taken it to about, I don't know, about a 1/3 HP remaining. At that point, Dragonair can come out and kind of do its work with Dragon Breath. But now I have to... I mean, I'm obviously bringing out Dragonair, because Mew is not going to do a thing. Like, we know how hard it is for Mew to beat Mandibuzz from a standing start, but now Mandibuzz has got a little bit of energy as well, and still has the 2 shields, so yeah, absolutely bringing out Dragonair. Do I shield here? Well, no, I don't shield. Should I have shielded is the question. Probably, to be perfectly honest. Because, like, at this point, I need this Dragonair. How much does Foul Play do to a Shadow Dragonair? %34 damage. Sorry, no, that's regular Dragonair. 41% damage. So, I mean, that's survivable, I guess. How much HP did that Mandibuzz have left? It's getting there. So I guess, yeah, probably better not to shield. What have I seen already? The Primeape's gone. I haven't seen the back Pokemon yet. So I don't know what's coming. Here we go, it is Electivire. One, two, three, four. Man, that is incredible. That is Just nuts. So that was a bold decision to shield the ice punch there, because like it was a risk that it would get to another ice punch and I wouldn't be able to stop that one, and then Mew's kind of on its own against this big bad Mandibuzz. But the fact that I managed to get the farm down, that is big, and the Mandibuzz doesn't have too much HP left, so now I can pressure that second shield with the Aqua Tail, and I believe it's also even low enough that probably Surf wouldn't have been enough, so I'd need to hit it with the Wild Charge. I can survive a Foul Play from here, but he's got the shield as well, so I need to get rid of that shield. Surely I'll win CMP here if it comes down to that. Yeah, easily. Huh. So I guess what happened there is that the first Surf was I won on CMP. I've definitely got 2 Surfs here, but they clicked the Foul Play at the same time, and I fire the Surf, then they fire the Foul Play, and I don't get to fire that second Surf. So, is there anything that I could have done differently? Let's see. I mean, fainting... I think fainting with that Avalanche in hand was the big clincher. Like, you could see I tapped that thing and it just didn't go through. So, anyone who sees this and has any sort of knowledge on how over-tapping works, let me know in the comments. I would really like to know why that happened. Because if it doesn't happen, then either I'm getting one of those shields earlier, or bringing Mandibuzz's health way lower. Dragonair can farm a lot easier, and that just kind of gets the ball rolling. You know, the snowball picks up speed. And suddenly everything becomes a lot easier for me. So we are 1-1 after that very close finish. Here comes battle number 3. We are leading Zweilous into Mandibuzz. See, I've learned. No more Mew. Zweilous against these Pokemon. Well, the Gallade is running Confusion, so I don't have to worry about that at all. If it was running Charm, get out of there. Primeape, I'm losing to. Quag, in the 2 shields I should be beating. Maybe even in the 1 shield. Yeah, the 2 shield, 1 shield, even shield. So all even shield situations. If Quag has the shield advantage, then it's winning. This 1v1 shield, very close, very IV dependent, or any slight variation in like HP or energy. Well, maybe not energy, because you know Quagsire emptying out the Earthquake here. I'm on 7 HP left. 1 Mud Shot brings me down to 4, and then I'm getting to the Dark Hole. So we're both pretty empty on energy, but a slight variation in HP makes a big difference. And then what else? The Electivire I'm feeling pretty comfortable with in the lead, but they've shown that they're not likely to lead the Electivire. Zweilous is loving life there, and Ice Punch is doing... wow, 61% damage. Ice Punch is not a good move. 61% damage is huge, but it just can't get to the second Ice Punch because it's that glassy. So Electivire is only winning the 1-0 and the 2-0 there. And then Mandibuzz, I mean, I should have looked up Mandibuzz. I know that Zweilous beats Mandibuzz quite comfortably, because I've had that situation a few times now. But remember, I'm doing content here. You guys might not know that. Whoops. Not the Zweilous mirror. That's a much longer battle. But you can see, so obviously the Mandibuzz is having to throw the Aerial Ace rather than the Foul Play. Aerial Ace is not a good move. 24% damage from an Aerial Ace, so it's taking essentially 4 Aerial Aces. There is a little bit of damage that Snarl does. Snarl does 2 damage per Snarl, and that will probably be enough to make it 1 less Aerial Ace. But that's even if I don't want to use shields. If I want to use a shield as well, that makes it even more difficult. So you can see in this chart, Mandibuzz is only winning the 2-0. So Mandibuzz has to shield twice and Zweilous not shield at all. So this is a great lead for me. So they switch out. Here comes the Quag. Much more difficult to deal with. A Quag Stone Edge will do 45% damage to Zweilous. I'm already like just over 50%. Those mud shots are pretty. They add up. And you can see just because I'd just gotten into the yellow, that meant I could pretty accurately say I was on 50% HP. So a Stone Edge there would have taken me down to 5% HP, and that leaves me farmable. Each mud shot is doing 3 damage, which we can say, let's go ahead and say one health on me is about 2/3%. So it's like 2.33% damage per mud shot. Essentially, it's if I get hit by the Stone Edge there, it's going to take it like 3 more mud shots to finish me off. So that's just an extra cheeky bit of energy, which on Quagsire can make a huge difference. Obviously, Frostlass is not going to want to get hit by the Stone Edge. I told you, Ferrothorn is not Frostlass. Stone Edge is doing 74% damage to a Frostlass, and the Shadow Dragonair %59%. So both are going to get hit very hard. You get to the Stone Edge in 8. No, not even that. It's like 6. 54, 7 Stone Edges. It's 6 mud shots makes it 1 energy off of a Stone Edge, so it needs that that 6th one, 7th one to get it over the line. I know my math. But that Dragon Breath, man, that Dragon Breath just does so much work. Body Slam would have been enough here. Absolutely should have just gone Body Slam. See, I would have gotten to another Body Slam there if I'd gone Body Slam the first time. Because, again, like, if it doesn't shield, yeah, it's doing less damage than the Dark Pulse would, but it also leaves it in farmable range here. I'm pretty happy to use a shield at this stage. If that means I can get more energy. And what's this going to be? Ice Punch. That's fine. I can get hit by an Ice Punch. Avalanche shouldn't knock it out. What did we say Avalanche does? That much. Now, Foul Play should knock me out, but I've still got... What did I say? Foul Play anyway. But I've got both of these Pokemon. I can probably farm down with the Zweilous there, because those Snarls are going to do less to the Zweilous than they will to the Dragonair. I can get to that Body Slam before the Electivire gets to the Ice Punch, and, you know, dust my hands off. We are done. So, what's kind of the summary there? Great lead. Shield the Quag. Went with the Dark Pulse because the Quag can take both moves, so it's less likely to shield. So I went with the higher damage move, and that put it in farmable range here. I used a shield to be able to farm down the Quagsire and have that extra energy spare. That extra energy came in handy at the end of the battle here, where, you know, I can then do a little more farming down here and have the Body Slam ready for the Electivire before it can get to an Ice Punch. Now, I mean, I had the Dragonair in the back as well, and it can take at least one Ice Punch just fine. So even if the Electivire had gotten to the Ice Punch, I would have been okay. But it's really good seeing how much of a difference it made having that extra energy and being able to burn the opponent's shields first. The double Dragon Breath is just, you know, really potent. The only problem with it is a little bit harder to burn shields, which is such a big deal in this cup. But, you know, the Pokemon in this cup are generally so glassy that it might not even be necessary that you burn the shields first. Just Dragon Breath can do all the legwork for you. Essentially, what I would want is to have all Pokemon that can burn shields fast, and then close it out with some hard-hitting Pokemon like a Frostlass, like a Gengar, like, you know, a Quag, whatever. Or use Pokemon with hard-hitting fast moves, like your counter users, like your Dragon Breathers, and just make sure you're smarter with your own shield usage. So, making sure that you can farm down before they get to another charge move, because if you can't successfully farm them down, if they get to like 1 HP left and they get to that last move, then you have to use your shield, or you might have to just lose the Pokemon, and that puts you in a real tough situation. So if you're very good with your own shield usage and management of HP and your farming utensils, then that's what makes Counterers and Dragon Breathers as potent as they can be in this cup. That's it for today. Hope you learned. I learned. I will see you in the next video.